Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm out at the desk this morning. It's Tuesday morning and I think I'm pretty much finished with this journal. I just need to make a tag for it and I'm going to call this a quote journal because I did go through and add a few more quotes. You can see there's one under this tag. I did add, I had 2 pages. Quotations everywhere. I did add some color to the journal and some scribbling. We've got these little tags in here that could be written on. I added a lot of butterflies, as you saw last time. I love the color and the fabric and the glitter. I don't know if I'm going to sell this one on this channel or maybe take it into the marketplace at the scrap exchange. I do think I'm going to sell this one. I am going to sell it, not I think, but I need to make a tag for it. And I don't know, I just love this. Should I trim that off or leave it? Oh, it's under here. I guess I just need to pull out the scissors. There, how nice was that? Oh, I love that bright page. You can see there's still a lot of room for someone to buy this and put their own quotes in, their favorite quotes. And it would be an amazing coffee table book or a book to just keep out where people can look at it. Tiny little pocket here. And you know what? I wanted to, there we go. I didn't have my punch with me when I added that, but I did want to come back and round that corner. Yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. I do like that. Tomorrow is today's dream. So it's very important to ask ourselves what we want to do with a day. There is another quote. I don't remember how it goes exactly. I think I've got it on my refrigerator. It's something about asking yourself today where you want to be a year from now. Like what we do today will impact the future. It used to be on my refrigerator. Maybe I took it down and put it somewhere else, but really success depends upon habit and carrying through. Like there's another quote, the difference between talking about something and doing it is doing it. And that's pretty powerful. So there's that one. I'm going to put that to the side. Here I'm rambling too much. I wanted to get this art journal out and go back to this and maybe do an art page this morning. And I wanted to use the acronym that I came up with to help me create pages quickly, like if I have an artistic block. The G.R.E.A.T acronym, which is the ground level, and that is done on every page here, which is just adding a color, fabric, background, scrapbook paper, whatever you want it to be. And then R would be repeating pattern. That is done on this page as well. I added these little squiggly lines. And then ephemera is where we are with a lot of these pages. But it's so easy to put a page together with this kind of, with that kind of method. Something that you just follow some simple steps. I wonder. I didn't reach very far. I've got stuff all around me, but for the ephemera, and it doesn't have to be old, it can be. With ephemera, I'm mostly just thinking some sort of paper, some sort of book, book text or old ads, images, even bits of paper from projects that you've done before. Ephemera definitely has a specific meaning, but you can expand out beyond that and just let it be that layer of ephemera if you want to include other things that are not necessarily vintage or antique. And I'm just thinking, what do I want to use here? That's a pretty paper for this page. Oh, I hear the chickens outside. They're busy tearing my garden up. I love the chickens, but they wander around and scratch all of the dirt out of my garden beds. And mulch, if I ever buy mulch, it doesn't last very long because they like to kick it up and look for bugs underneath. I'm just wondering, maybe I want to do something, or it could be smaller pieces. Or that shape. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll go with that. Here I am once again needing more tacky glue. So let's put a good amount here. And again, this is the ephemera layer. All of the steps in this are able to be modified, which I like that a lot. Love this part of the day, just first thing in the morning. I'm getting thoughts together about how to accomplish everything today. Packages to go out. I need to make a trip to the store to get some things for dinner, and I need cat food. I want to start on the next round of fun packs. I have a lot of things already set aside for those, but I need to start putting those together. I have more packages to go out today. So let's just put that like that, and then let's put this here. And then for the next step, so great, we've got ground level, repeating pattern, ephemera, it's art. And I love to draw. I'm not that great at it, but the more you do it, the more you learn and the more you grow. But it can also be, just let it be something that you create, whether you're stamping on a piece of paper or, you know, just adding watercolors to a piece of watercolor paper and putting that in your journal. Whatever it is, just let it be something you've done. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy, as I'm always saying. Oh, you know what? Let's pull out a palette that we don't always use. The shimmery ones. Because I think I am going to include beautiful old images like that throughout this book. And it would be really pretty to have this shimmery color. I want it to feel kind of boho. So let's just get some background color on this sheet here. Just go right down the middle with this color and let it blend a little bit. I'm going to dry this. Okay, now that that is dry, I want to use this new stamp, A Bird Sweetly Singing. And this stamp is from Red Lead Paperworks. I love, what is her name? The Artsy Bohemian. Am I getting that channel name right? She is always talking about Red Lead, I think, their stamps. And I found this one in a thrift store and decided to buy it. It was $1, and it honestly makes me want to order more stamps. I just love this stamp. So let's go ahead and put this down right here. I would like to glue this to a wood block and put this on the other side. This is just a beautiful stamp, and hopefully it turns out okay here. Yeah, we're gonna let that do, but maybe if I come back with, oh no, please don't say no, here we go. It's like the, let's darken up the eye a little bit. Sometimes just the least amount of going back with a Sharpie will help define some things. I don't want to do too much to this though. And then I think I'm going to tear the edge here so we don't have such a harsh line where the stamp starts and stops. Okay, put that over here. So we have this, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and finish this art spread. And we have her. So beautiful. I don't like that my printer put the lines in this. And I've been thinking about something to do to kind of offset that. And let me tell you, I love having my fabrics so organized. I was able to walk to the shelf and just see this instantly. I'm going to cut a piece of this netting because, again, we want this to be a really boho journal. And let's just cut. How does this, yeah, it'll tear. We don't want it to be too perfect. I wonder if we can tear this way. Yes. So let's tear this, and we might be able to just tear an area where her face is. So we're going to glue her down, and this, let's see what the front, I'm probably going to sew this netting into place, even if it puts stitches on the front. I just need to be careful not to tear up my sewing machine. That's going to be the big challenge here. But since it's going to be around the edge, oh, well, look, we've got this netting on the front too, which is really nice. I think we're going to be okay. I need to probably just lay something over this so that, well, I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. Let me first glue this down. I'm so excited about October Daily, and here we are just quickly coming to an end of September. I have not done everything I wanted to do yet as far as you know, possibly putting together a list of prompts for October. I've thought about that. So we're going to lose this pretty metallic ring if we put her right here, but that's okay because you can come back and replace it. You know, that would really be pretty under that netting too. And what did I use for that? I used my Distress paint and the brushed pewter, that beautiful silvery color. So let's go ahead and, it's hard to get open, put just the tiniest bit here. And then I'm going to go to my shape makers. And I should have something that'll be perfect for this shape. And let's make sure we have plenty on here. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? That just adds something. Do we want more than one? I don't know. We don't want it to look like too too much, you know what I mean? There, I like that. I don't like to waste anything, so why don't we pull out another piece of watercolor paper. We've got all the rest of this, and we'll put this to the side to dry, and we may incorporate that into another page in here because it's nice to have continuity. It can really add a lot and tie the journal together. I'm going to dry this a little bit. And maybe I'm going to tear this a tiny bit more just to get that white corner off of there. And let's go ahead, put this down on the page, maybe right here. And it's interesting, the X's that we made looked so like just in your face. But then once you add more layers, you only get part of it. So it's really interesting, I think. Okay, let's see. How do we want to do this? I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and see if I can take care of this. Was it? Yeah, definitely this way. All right, I will be right back. Okay, I got it partially in. And you can see I went around here, and then I did end up stopping here because I hit one of these beads and I just don't want to keep on with that and mess up my sewing machine. I've broken so many needles. It's just not even funny. I'm feeling like, just looking at this, I want a bit of brighter color on that bird somewhere. You know, do you see it? This kind of matches that color, which I wrinkled it up under there. That's okay. That's all right. Or just add that color there, and we'll let that dry. To get this part to attach, I think what I want to do is add some pretty trim and maybe do it with some glue. Sorry, I'm here. I am putting this fabric back because having every single piece of fabric folded where I can see it has changed my life. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And I want to put that back. And now let's just look at some of the trim choices to glue across here and hold that down. I feel like it might end up being this blue. But you know, we're going to have a lot on this page, in this whole book, no matter what. So I do like the blue here. And I've got all that new ribbon from shopping the other day. We can incorporate some of that into this journal. And I don't have a huge amount of time out here this morning, but it does not take long to make a page or to get started on a page when you have the steps like this. And of course, with this journal, you all know that I've been working over a period of time, like trying to get all the pages ready and then giving it a chance to dry and coming back to it later. That's been a lot of fun. And I think this journal is going to be amazing when we're done with it. Not sure what I'll do with it. I might not be able to part with it. And of course, it will have had a lot of time put into it. So I like that. Okay, so I did, Dell, I think it was you who mentioned on the live that I could use the tray for the ribbon, which is kind of what I had thought about, because when I was pulling things out of the bin, it was perfect to put a few spools of ribbon as I was coming across them into the tray to put them in my bag. And then I thought, you know, it is truly perfect. This is pretty. But yeah, I got a lot of ribbon the other day, and that gold is beautiful. Or the yellow gold. So many pretty things to use. And I definitely want to add beautiful fabric and ribbon and trim tags as we're going through. I want every page to be just really blingy. Let's go ahead and just cut that and see how that would be here for a tab. And we could always glue more to, you can layer your tabs even. I think I do want to just go ahead and add this. So I'm going to put this on with glue for right now. We can come back and stitch later. You know, you just have to realize running your sewing machine through even a dried glue might not be the best thing for it. I've been doing that for years, not a lot, but if I have to do it, I do it. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. See, we could put another little piece of that. I could come back after it's dry and then glue or sew over, just add this to the outside and make a pretty stitch here. And we've got so many other things we can do. You can add the stickers, sort of the jeweled stickers or whatever. But I'm gonna stop for right now. I gotta get busy with the day, but look at this. Now we're starting to really work in this. And I think it's gonna be a beautiful journal. Well, thank you so much for being here. Oh, I wanna show you one more thing. And I'm gonna put all this away. I have just fallen in love with keeping everything put away. Well, I've always put things away, but it's never been this organized out here. And it was good for me to clean out and get rid of a lot of stuff and do a reset out here. And I'm still working on it. It can take a long time to micro-organize. But then once you have it done, it's amazing how much quicker everything goes. What was I talking about? Oh, so I want to show you this. I think you can see it. I think I have enough width on the camera view. So I found this at the thrift store. Underneath it's got a tag that says Hobby Lobby. So I don't know, like, this doesn't look to me like something you would find in Hobby Lobby. Maybe it is. I thought it looked like something really, really grungy that somebody had put together. So I just don't know. But anyway, this was only $2, and I thought it would be so much fun to decorate this for Halloween. Little miniature pumpkins. We could make tiny little books to go in the bookshelf. We can put things on this shelf, find some little miniature people to put in here, table and chairs, and maybe even put some lights, like battery operated lights. And I want to put this on the table by the front door for Halloween so that when the kids come to the door, they can see this little haunted house. Don't want it to be too scary. I want them to think that it's fun. So it looks like something from a zombie thing. Okay, I'm gonna go. I have a lot to do today. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.